Adam Sos here for Rebel News. The public sector continues to grow and government spending is skyrocketing, which has driven inflation, taxes, and costs for small businesses. Adding to this, COVID restrictions saw so many businesses struggle to even stay open, severely limiting, if not altogether shutting down their operations. In addition to this, we have seen an increase in crime and theft, making it a wonder that businesses can stay in operation at all. While anyone's dream of opening a small business comes crashing down, it is a tragic situation, but certain places like this business, Beeline Bike Parks, when they shut down, all of the folks behind me, the entire community, in fact the entire biking community in Western Canada, is affected significantly, and it becomes a tragedy for everyone involved, not just the owners. Beeline Bike Parks, a facility that you see behind me, and keep in mind this is just one of the three massive areas in this 60,000 square foot facility, provides hundreds if not thousands of people the opportunity to engage in the incredible sport, whether it be mountain biking, BMXing, they even have skateboarding and scootering nights. This is truly one of a kind. There is nothing like it in Western Canada, and very few things like this left anywhere in the world. Rising costs, inflation, theft, taxes, all of these things coming together are proving to be a death by 1,000 cuts for this incredible business that is surely to shutter its doors if the community doesn't come out in a big way. I guess just first off, what sort of inspired this massive, incredible facility? Why did you bring this place into existence?
I guess there's a few reasons for that. Starting off with, I guess we saw a need after building a bunch of ramps in front of my house and a lot of kids using them is when I started looking up, other bike parks and found a few. I went mountain biking at Moose Mountain a few times and saw some features that I wanted to hit, some jumps and whatnot, but I didn't want to hit them for the first time out in the mountains, and I thought having a place to practice would be a good idea. And after getting the idea and a 2-year journey, we got the keys to this place and opened up and started building.
That's incredible. Now, clearly it's packed here. We had to find kind of a quieter spot, but what's sort of the situation right now? Obviously you're struggling, borderline on the risk of shutting down. How close is that imminent reality for all the people who are here and enjoying this facility?
It's I guess like any business, since COVID, we've not been able to recover properly from that. Our expenses are, bigger than average. We've got a 60,000 square foot warehouse here in Alberta, and I guess the situation is we've fallen behind on some of our payments, and pretty soon here from what we know and what the landlord tells us, they'll be hoping to get a better tenant in there.
Well, I doubt they'll find a better tenant. Let's talk about COVID a little bit there. I kind of read on your website things were on the increase. You reached sort of membership goals before you expected to, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and that was a massive sort of blow to your business. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, COVID hit, and we had to shut down for 3 months, when we were on a roll. And then when we opened up, there were restrictions, and then we closed down again over Christmas. Yeah. And again, like we were closed in our prime time. It cost us money to be closed, and when we should have been making money and socking it away.
And then beyond that, there's obviously, I read as well, your original sort of operating budget was $13,000. Now you budgeted and planned for that to be maybe increased to as much as $18,000, but with inflation, taxes, all that stuff, those costs have gone up to $37,000.
We're doing our best to hang on, but the endless summer, the weather, COVID, we've just had a lot of factors working against us.
And the one other thing, I know you, just because you posted I think this yesterday, there was a few break-ins with quite a bit of merchandise stolen. Have police effectively said that it's a lost cause and you're just out that as well?
I guess in the case where it was a lost cause, I mean that the RCMP I guess arrested these individuals and were able to get a picture of their living room, and we saw some of our parts in there, but we can't 100% say whether or not there are parts. Right, and it was in Calgary, and the Calgary City Police were just said getting a warrant would be too hard. Jeez. So it's just kind of a pain that we see a picture. We're 99% that sure that those are our parts, and nothing they can do about it.
What does having this place mean to you?
It means we get to ride year round. Even when it's minus 30 out, we can come here and ride inside the whole time.
Yeah, man, it means a lot. During the winter, it really gives us a nice place to hang out and get the kids worked up a little bit. And it's been a staple for us for the last couple of years now, and we're really hoping things turn around and we can keep supporting them big time.
First time I came out was probably like 4 years ago. And to me, honestly, this is the place where I like found my passion, honestly accidentally, but I think just seeing a lot of other kids also finding their passion, and like, yeah, you can just see that they're happy to be here, and you make so many good friends here. So yeah, it's just a place to build a nice life around.
Oh, it's so amazing, the kinds of skills that they get and how it translates to the outdoors after, but most of all, they just absolutely love coming here.
To me, it's everything. I struggle with mental health issues, and this place has literally saved my life. You know,
we're asking for support. We're asking for people, to call the government if they, want us to stick around. It's a pretty unique facility. As far as I know, when I started doing this business plan, there's about 12 bike parks in North America. We're down to about 7 now. So there's others that have announced that they're, in a very similar boat to us, and, they've reached out as well. It's a tough business, and we're doing what we can to hang in there. So yeah, definitely not a lost cause. We want to be here for the long term, but a lot of it at this point is out of our hands.
Well, and I think for just how limited this is, I've been in the bike community a long time myself, and these things simply don't exist. There's nothing like this in Western Canada, maybe one in Eastern Canada, few in the US, but this is a gem for all of the prairies, all of Canada, a gem that needs to be protected. Beyond contacting officials, should people bring their families down, buy members? Like, what is the way that people can directly contribute and support your business?
Oh, obviously coming down and riding, spending money here, right, is the best thing. Memberships all help. But yeah, just, come and check it out, right? We've got too many evenings where, there's, too much room in here, and we got room for lots more people.
What would it mean, or how hard would it be to lose a place like this? A place where there aren't really, it's not like you can just go to another gym. This is pretty much it for Western Canada. How hard would that be?
Yeah, really tough. I mean, it's been so huge for so many people's progression, being able to ride year round, but also being able to work on skills that can be hard to work on in other environments. So I think we would see a lot of loss of development of young athletes, but also confidence building in older athletes, and there really isn't an alternative for us.
Huge, man. We just started here, my son and I, and one of my daughters too, and I didn't realize how big the community was until we came here. And it'd be devastating both on physical activity level, but also a social level. The community people are awesome, and my son's made some really good friends. I've made some good friends, and it's just an all-around great time.
I mean, I think it would mainly be tough for all the kids who are coming up, who especially the jump riders who need a foam pit to be able to progress. Yeah, it'd be really hard for them. I mean, hard for all of us, but especially them.
It means the loss of an opportunity to grow, and my son's 9, so he's just getting into that level where he's excelling and starting to find his skill set, really cementing his interest in BMX, and so if this place shuts down, it'll just be a huge loss of opportunity for him.
When we got the announcement about the rent increase, and it was like a Morgan here that night. Everyone's super upset, and we need this in our lives for not only me, but I know a lot of these kids. This is the thing that saves them from going down the bad path.
To what extent, you're a business owner, to what extent are the sort of hardships that businesses are enduring due to inflation, theft, taxes, all of these things, are they responsible for incredible places like this shutting down?
I would absolutely agree. Adam, we're a country addicted to big government and over-regulation. When the biggest employer in Canada is the government, well, what are they going to do? They're just going to grow the size of government, the size of regulations, the level of taxes. Taxes are never going to come down. Regulations are never going to come down. What that means is the cost of business keeps going up and up and up. Yeah. Ultimately, you pass that on to the consumer. The consumer can't afford it because Canadians have no disposable income left.
Yeah.
So then what do? You have no customers. Your cost of doing business is super high, so you eventually shut down. It's just unviable.
What does that say for us as a culture when innovators, builders, creators simply in this climate with this government cannot build a facility like this?
I don't know how, Adam, but at some point, and this is really on all of us as Canadians of all political stripes, we've become a country that hates development. We've become a country that almost demonizes ambition. We appreciate mediocre rather than ambition.
The push, people can come out and support this one business, but if people don't get involved in politics, hold politicians accountable, and create an atmosphere where creators and builders and people who make incredible spaces for community like this in our world. If those people aren't able to exist and create, well, it's a never-ending downward spiral. It simply will not change.
Agreed. We're in this spiral that continues. You're absolutely bang on, as always. We're in this spiral that keeps going down and down. I've loved coming here with you. I'd be pretty sad if this place, on a minus 20 day like this, I don't want to be in the horse saddle. I want to be in this saddle, right? And I love adrenaline sports of all varieties. So I love being here. And one of the big things about it is, and you're absolutely right. I think this is a symptom of the apathy that we've had over the last 2 decades of our politics are nice and boring and nothing happens here. Well, this is the result of nice and boring and nothing happens, and not being involved is government kind of keeps growing in size, like I've said, until the point where now we're just stuck.
And the types of skills that people need, that Canadians need to be able to take a stand and to defend small businesses, are the types of skills that kids are building at this place. You fall down, you get back up, you take a stand, you take your scrapes and you get on with it. Real cowboy attitude. Great to see it. And I, for one, certainly hope that Beeline Indoor Bike Park can take a stand. I'm sure the Western spirit, the cowboy attitude, people will rally behind this community, but I hope they indeed realize that this is a symptom of something bigger and take action there. Tarek, thank you so much. And everyone home, on, thank you so much for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Sos. One of the many factors contributing to increased costs for businesses is the carbon tax, a tax that small businesses quite simply cannot afford. And we are seeing beautiful places like this shut down right across this country because of it. If you agree, sign our petition at stopthecarbontax.com.